come to a point in my life through kind of deep meditation, spiritual discipline, and the guidance from monks, pandits, mentors, where I've realized something very fundamental. And so the most important factor in happiness is not external. It's entirely internal. Like no amount of money, status, relationships, or external validation will create this kind of lasting happiness that we're looking for. And some of these things can help stabilize our lives and makes it easier to turn our attention inward, but ultimately happiness is cultivated from within. It's an internal process, an unfolding, a deepening of one's true nature. So over time, I've learned to surround myself with individuals who value depth, love, compassion, and interconnectedness. And in doing this, I've naturally brought those qualities into my own primary focus. So the people we share our lives with shape us whether we realize it or not. So I no longer value close relationships that revolve around control, manipulation, blame, shame, guilt, anger, resentment, or hostility. These things just aren't love. They're patterns and patterns of conditioning. And they're often the result of unhealed wounds that are projected onto others. Instead, I value relationships with those who display wellness, self-awareness, introspection, and this commitment to growth. So people who seek to go beyond their conditioning, beyond the habitual reactions of the mind, into something which is deeper, something real, I really value that. In Sanskrit, there's this phrase it's Sat-Chit-Ananda. That translates to existence, consciousness, and bliss. It's not just kind of a poetic phrase, it's this direct pointer to our essential nature. Sat means this truth, our existence, our beingness. It's this fundamental reality, the unchanging essence beneath all appearances. Just think about it. Everything you could possibly imagine, it exists within awareness, right? Chit, this means consciousness or awareness itself. So this Sat and Chit go together. We can't separate them. If we look into ourselves and we look deeply at who we are and what we are left with is this notion of existence. We get rid of all of our thoughts, ideas, feelings, everything, and just sit with awareness itself. It's also existence. And then there's Ananda, which means bliss or joy. And it's not this kind of fleeting that comes from, or this fleeting feeling that comes and goes. It's this eternal, ever-present bliss that arises when we align with truth itself. So when we live in harmony with our true nature, we experience this Sat-Chit-Ananda. And it's not this temporary high or a peak emotional state. It's the deepest, most profound contentment and peace. It's what we truly seek in everything we do, whether we know it or not. So why does this matter in relationships, especially romantic ones? It's because relationships are among the most powerful mirrors for our inner world. They show us where we are free and where we are trapped. They reveal our wounds, our unconscious habits, and our deepest desires, right? It's very important. So I choose to engage deeply only with those who are willing to consciously and intentionally progress toward higher states of being and not toward drama, not toward this chaos, but towards this Sat-Chit-Ananda. And this doesn't mean I look down on anyone. Everybody is equal. No one is above or below anyone. But I do choose where to place my energy and my focus. I choose who I allow into my closest circles, because that choice shapes my experience of life. So if you find yourself caught in relationships that drain you, that pull you into cycles of suffering, just ask yourself, is this relationship helping me embody my highest self? Is it leading me towards truth, awareness, and bliss? Or is it keeping me stuck in these old patterns of conditioning? So ultimately, this path is about freedom here, right? It's freedom from conditioned suffering, freedom from the mind's endless seeking, freedom to love deeply, to be fully present, to live in alignment with this Sat-Chit-Ananda, this existence, consciousness, bliss. So if this resonates with you, if you're seeking deeper relationships and deeper awareness and a life rooted in something real, And I really invite you to reflect upon the relationships in your life. Choose them wisely. Nurture the ones that align with your highest truth. And above all, just don't forget your deepest source of love and your happiness is already within you.